You are standing 40 feet below Liberty Street in ankle-deep water, holding a laminated floor plan that took 3 years to get. 28 gold bars are sitting 60 feet above you, 400 troy ounces each, $23.5 million total. They are in a single cage that is unlocked right now and only right now. The vault holding them weighs 90 tons. There are 5 combination locks, 2 time locks, 340 cameras with AI watching every frame, 72 armed guards, a laser grid on the floor, pressure sensors that feel a footstep, and an NYPD unit circling the block every 4 minutes. 6 of you are going to walk out with all 28 bars anyway. At 11:14 p.m., 2 guards approach that door with keys. Everything has to be finished before their hands touch the metal. You have 14 minutes. Move. You are the driver. You are sitting in a 2019 Con Edison utility truck on Liberty Street, engine idling at 2,400 revolutions per minute, legally parked under a midnight maintenance permit that expires at 12 a.m. The permit cost 11 months of patience and 1 forged union card. You don't think about that now. You think about the tablet velcroed to your dash. It shows a spoofed NYPD dispatch feed, blue dot, 4-minute loop, right on schedule. The patrol car is currently at the corner of Nassau and Maiden Lane. You have 3 minutes and 40 seconds before it comes back around. You key your earpiece once. The team hears the click. They know. You look up to check your mirror. You always look up. Her name is Gracie. She's 7 years old. She weighs 41 pounds. The laminated photo on your sun visor is the same one you carry in your wallet, except this one you can see in the dark. She's smiling in it. She doesn't smile much anymore. The insurance company denied the bone marrow transplant 3 times. 3 letters. 3 times you read the word experimental and felt something close behind your eyes. You did the math after the 3rd letter. The number you needed was $23.5 million. You found people who were also counting. You checked the mirror again. Blue dot still moving east. You have 3 minutes and 12 seconds. You key your earpiece twice. The team moves. You are the signal ghost. You are in the back of that same truck, and the world is a screen. Your software-defined radio rig runs on 2 repurposed laptops bolted to a plywood rack. You built it for $780 in parts you ordered under 4 different names. It is injecting a 47-second loop into the feeds of 12 CCTV cameras right now. Cameras 7, 9, 14, 22, 31, 38, 40, 41, 55, 58, 61, and 68. Sub-basement maintenance corridor. Vault anteroom. All showing empty hallway from 11 p.m. exactly. All of them have been showing it for 60 seconds already. You write code the way other people pray. Headphones on. World reduced to syntax and timing. No sound except the soft mechanical click of keys and your own breathing. You also pushed the forged maintenance log 8 minutes ago. Firmware update, scheduled, routine, nothing to flag. The Fed's building management system accepted it without a pause. That felt good. That felt like justice. 4 years in federal prison for a wire fraud charge you didn't commit alone. You know who committed it with you. He works 2 floors above the vault. He has a corner office and a parking spot with his name on a sign. You have a felony on your record and the rig bolted to a plywood rack. Not for much longer. The stored biometric credential loads into the queue for Checkpoint Delta's palm vein scanner. Harvested from a corrupted backup server 6 weeks ago. You stare at the authentication handshake counter. It reads, pending. You breathe. You wait. You are the inside mechanic. You are already inside. You have been on level B3 since 10:45 p.m. and the 2 guards flanking you have watched you run a calibration sequence on a time lock housing that cost more to build than your father's entire shop. You feel the lock the way your father taught you, through your fingertips, through the housing, through 18 months of legend building and 6 years of wanting this exact moment. You recognize the mechanism the way you recognize an old argument. You know how it ends. The time lock window opened at 11 p.m. exactly. 14 minutes. You gave the team all 14. One guard is bored. One is watching your hands. You are deliberate, calm. You do not rush. You dispute a torque wrench calibration certificate at 11:10 p.m., a procedural footnote, nothing dramatic, the kind of small friction that buries itself in paperwork. It buys 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Nobody questions it. The serial number on your primary calibration tool doesn't match the one logged 3 months ago. You know this. Neither God has checked the log yet. You keep them looking at your hands. You are the tunnel rat. You are on your elbows in a 22-inch Con Edison steam pipe 40 feet below Nassau Street, and you are completely calm. You've been in tighter spaces. You worked Con Edison infrastructure for 11 years. Steam distribution, lateral tunnels, the whole 94-mile network beneath this island. You know this pipe by memory. Every elbow, every inch of clearance. The iron smell in the air is familiar. You taste it, and it tastes like work. You filed an OSHA complaint about asbestos levels in 2011. You were blacklisted by the following spring. You have not worked a legal maintenance job since. You are 38 years old, and you move through steam infrastructure the way other people walk down a hallway, measuring everything in inches, breathing slow, marking the path with green chemiluminescent tape every 6 feet. 45 minutes of visibility, more than enough. 30 feet ahead is the maintenance hatch, the 1930s alarm, the copper shunt in your left breast pocket. You've done this before. You are the architect. You are standing at the B2 junction in the dark, with an encrypted burst transmitter in your ear and the floor plan you have memorized down to the bolt spacing. You built this. Every roll, every credential, every forged permit, every 47-second camera loop, you designed it. You spent 18 months making one man's identity real enough to touch a time lock housing inside the most guarded room on earth. Your brother's name was Daniel. He died in a DOJ holding cell during a financial fraud investigation. The governments that ordered that investigation keep their gold 60 feet above your head. You don't say his name out loud. You never do, down here. You check your watch. It reads 11:41 p.m. 13 minutes and 19 seconds. You key your transmitter once. Everyone moves. It is 9:47 p.m. You are the driver. You are parked on Wharf Street with the Con Edison truck idling at 650 revolutions per minute. You have driven this route 3 times today. Wharf Street to the Holland Tunnel. Left on Greenwich. Merge at the maintenance alcove at marker 1.1 miles. 4 minutes and 11 seconds, no lights. You know every pothole. You know where the second camera sits. You have done the math until the math stopped feeling like math and started feeling like breathing. You look up. The laminated photo on the sun visor is curling at one corner. Your daughter is 7 years old, and she weighs 41 pounds, and the transplant costs $312,000. The insurance company said no 3 times. You stop being surprised after the first time. You look back at the tablet. The NYPD patrol car is on Maiden Lane. 4-minute loop. Right on time. You are the cage man. You are in the maintenance corridor on level B2, and you are staring at 4 titanium frame rigs staged against the wall exactly where the architect left them 3 days ago. Each one holds 7 bars. Each bar weighs 27.4 pounds. You ran Brinks routes for 9 years. You moved $200 million past your hands and never felt a single dollar of it. Tonight is different. You put your palm flat on the nearest rig. You wait. You breathe. 11 minutes remaining. Nobody moves yet. It is 11 p.m. You are the tunnel rat.
You are 34 feet inside the 22-inch Con Edison steam lateral of Nassau Street, moving on your elbows at roughly 8 feet per minute. The pipe smells like iron and wet concrete and something older. Your headlamp throws 6 feet of yellow light ahead of you. You stop. You count the junction marks on your wrist. 3 chalk lines, 2 green, 1 red. The red one means you are 40 feet from the maintenance hatch. You taste the air. It is still. That is good. You keep moving. Now you are the signal ghost. You are in the back of the Con Edison truck on Liberty Street. The rack in front of you holds a software-defined radio rig you built for $780 in parts. Your screen shows 12 camera feeds, columns of hex, not pictures. At exactly 11:07, you push enter. The 47-second loop injects into the analog-to-digital buffer of every camera in the maintenance corridor and vault anteroom. Clean. No lag. You pull up the building management terminal next and post the forged firmware log. Timestamp 10:58 p.m., routine update, 8 cameras, scheduled downtime 45 minutes. You watch the cursor blink. The server accepts it. You exhale once. Then you start the checkpoint delta sequence. Now you are the inside mechanic. You are standing at the time lock housing on level B3 and you have been here since 10:45. The 2 guards are 6 feet behind you. You can hear one of them shift his weight. Your calibration tool is in your right hand, a Starrett torque wrench, serial number 44-8812, which does not match the 44-8809 logged at your last visit. You know this. You have known it for 3 weeks. You place the dispute in your back pocket like a card you intend to play at the right second. You begin the calibration sequence. 5 combination inputs. You feel each pin the way you have felt every lock since you were 19 years old, not with your eyes, with your fingertips. The 4th input sits with a click that travels up your wrist. At 11 o'clock exactly, the first time lock disengages. The window is open. Now you are the driver. The tablet shows the NYPD patrol car turning onto Maiden Lane. 4 minutes until it comes back around. You key the radio once, 1 click, no words. That is the signal. You look up at the photo. Your daughter is smiling in it. She does not know you are here. You look back down. You do not look away again. Now you are the tunnel rat. You reach the maintenance hatch at 11:01:43. The alarm is a 1930s induction loop, copper wire, degraded insulation, exactly what your contact described. You pull the copper shunt from your chest pocket. 2 inches of wire. You bridge the circuit in 11 seconds. The indicator light on your wrist meter stays green. You push the hatch open 3 inches. Cold air hits your face. You pull the chemiluminescent tape from your left sleeve and press the first strip to the wall. Green light. 45 minutes rated. You press a second strip 6 feet further in. You key your earpiece once. The cage man is already moving. It is 11:06 p.m. You are the cage man. You have moved 21 bars. 21. Each one weighing 27.4 pounds of cold yellow metal. Each one lifted from cage 7 north and set into a titanium frame pack in the maintenance corridor. The hydraulic hand truck sits 4 feet behind you, its rubber wheels silent on the concrete. 3 packs are full. The 4th is half loaded. 7 bars left. You reach for bar 22. You hear footsteps. Not scheduled. Not right. You know every scheduled sweep. You memorized the grid the architect built over 18 months. There is no sweep on this corridor for 11 more minutes. But the footsteps are real, and they are getting louder. and they are coming from the B3 stairwell, 40 feet north. You don't think. You move. You leave the hand truck where it stands. You grab the two loose bars from the floor, 54.8 pounds, one in each arm, and you press yourself behind the structural pillar at the corridor's east wall. The pillar is 14 inches wide. You are not a small man. You make yourself small anyway. The officer rounds the corner. Federal Reserve Police. Young. His hand is not on his weapon. His phone is pressed to his ear. He is talking to someone at a bank about a charge in Queens for $34. He stops 9 feet from you. You can see the side of his face. You can hear him breathing. You hold the two bars against your chest, and you do not move, and you do not breathe through your mouth, and you stare at the wall 2 inches from your nose like it is the only thing in the world. Now you are the architect. You are at the B2 junction, 30 feet below the corridor where the cageman is frozen. Your earpiece gives you nothing. You went silent the moment the footsteps started, exactly as trained. But the signal ghost is feeding you a text burst every 15 seconds from the truck upstairs. The officer's deviation registered on the building management feed 40 seconds ago. You already know. You key the inside mechanic. One long pulse. That means buy more time now. Now you are the inside mechanic. You are at the time lock housing and you feel the long pulse in your earpiece like a hand on your shoulder. You turn to the nearer guard. You hold up the starret wrench, serial number 44-8812, and you say, "I need to flag something before I sign off on this. The serial doesn't match the log from March." The guard stares at you. "What?" "Your maintenance log has 44-8809. This is 44-8812. I can't certify the calibration until that's reconciled." You keep your voice flat, bored, like a man who has done this 100 times and finds it tedious. Procedure 7-Delta. You can look it up. The guard looks at his partner. His partner reaches for a binder. You have just bought 3 minutes and 20 seconds. You knew you would. You have been winning this argument in your head for 6 years. Now you are the cage man. The officer is still 9 feet away. He has been standing here for 61 seconds. Your arms are burning. 54.8 pounds does not feel like 54.8 pounds when you cannot shift your weight. You press the bars tighter to your chest and you count. You count the way you counted inventory on the Brinks route. Slow, even. One number at a time. At 94 seconds, the officer says, "Yeah, cancel the card," and walks back toward the stairwell. You listen to his footsteps until there is nothing. You set the two bars down. You flex your hands once. You pick up the hand truck. You go back to cage 7 north. 6 bars left. 4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. You move faster. You load bar 23, 24, 25. Your hands don't shake. Your hands have never shaken. You lift each bar the same way, both hands, knees bent, exhale through the nose, and you set it into the 4th rig with the same flat focus you used to lock the Brinks truck door every single morning for 9 years. 26, 27, 28. You snap the last compression strap. 4 packs, 28 bars. 767.2 pounds of gold in a maintenance corridor 50 feet below Liberty Street. You key the architect once. Short pulse. Done. Now you are the architect. You hear the pulse and you start the clock in your head. 11 minutes and 4 seconds used. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in the window. You key the tunnel route. 2 short pulses. Move. Now you are the tunnel rat. You are already moving. You have been at the B2 hatch for 6 minutes, lying flat, watching the chemiluminescent tape glow green along the pipe wall. The tape has 31 minutes of life left. You don't need 31 minutes. You need 8. You push through the hatch first. You feel the iron taste in the air again. Home. You move backwards through the 22-inch pipe on your elbows, and you pull the first rig behind you. 196 pounds of gold and carbon fiber scrapes the curved steel. It fits. You measured it 4 times in a warehouse in Greenpoint. It fits. You don't think about what happens if it doesn't fit. It fits. Now you are the cage man. You are last in line. You drag your rig to the hatch. You look back once at corridor B2. The hand truck sits against the wall where you left it. Clean. Nothing else. The cage door to 7 North is shut. The floor pressure sensors read 0. Every bar is in a rated container. Weight distributed across the rig frame, exactly as the architect designed it. You go through the hatch. You pull it closed behind you. The copper shunt holds the alarm dead. Nobody knows you are here. Now you are the architect. You count 4 bodies ahead of you in the tunnel. You count 4 rigs. You move. The tunnel is 340 feet from the hatch to the Nassau Street manhole. You marked every turn. You move at a walk, not a run. Never a run in a 22-inch pipe. And you count the tape markers. Green, green, green. At marker 6, you feel the pipe angle upward and you know you are under the street. At marker 9, you stop below the manhole cover. You key the driver. 1 long pulse, 2 short. We're up. Now you are the driver. You are in the Con Edison truck on Nassau Street, and you have been watching the spoofed dispatch tablet for 14 minutes, and your daughter's photo has been staring down at you from the sun visor the whole time. The NYPD patrol car made its 4-minute loop 8 minutes ago. It is due back in 90 seconds. You key back. 1 pulse. Go now. You step out of the truck. You lift the manhole cover in 6 seconds. You practiced this. A 120-pound cast iron disc. Both hands, pivot left.
The cage man comes up first, then the tunnel rat, then the other 2, then the architect. 4 rigs, 767 pounds of gold, out of the ground in under 70 seconds. You hear a car turn onto Nassau Street. You don't look. You slide into the driver's seat and you pull away from the curb at 11:13 p.m. at exactly 24 miles per hour. The legal limit. The permitted speed for a Con Edison crew completing a midnight utility inspection. The patrol car passes you going the other direction. The officer doesn't look twice at a utility truck. You turn west on Worth Street. You breathe. Now you are the driver. Worth Street to the Holland Tunnel entrance is 0.6 miles. You hit the tunnel at 11:16. At marker 1.1 miles, alcove 3, a grey panel van is parked with its hazard lights on. 30 seconds to swap the rigs. 30 seconds to lock the van. You walk back to the Con Edison truck and you drive it to a legal street parking spot on Marin Boulevard in Jersey City, where a tow company will collect it at 6 a.m. The van is already gone. Now you are all of them. You are in the back of the van on the 78 South ramp, and the gold is around you in 4 black rigs, and nobody is speaking. Someone's hands are shaking, maybe yours. You look down and you watch your own fingers tremble against your knee, and you don't stop them because there is no reason to stop them now. $23.5 million. 28 bars. 14 minutes. You did it. The city falls away behind the glass. The road opens up. Somebody exhales, long, raw, the kind of breath a person holds for 18 months. You don't say anything. Neither does anyone else. You don't have to. Now you are the architect. You are out of the van at 12:04 a.m. in a self-storage lot off Route 1 in Woodbridge, New Jersey. The facility is called Easy Storage.
You rented Unit 114 11 months ago under a name that no longer exists. The van backs in. The door rolls down. The light inside is a single bare bulb. You don't stay. You were never going to stay.
You pull a black duffel from behind the unit's back wall. Inside, a Canadian passport, a one-way Amtrak ticket to Montreal, departing Penn Station at 2:40 a.m., and $14,000 in US 20s banded in stacks of 1,000. You changed out of the coveralls in the tunnel. You have been wearing a gray sweater and dark jeans since Nassau Street. You say one word to the room. 48 hours. They know what it means. 48 hours and the gold moves. 48 hours and no one calls anyone. You walk out without looking back. You built this plan for 6 years. You leave it the way you leave a cathedral, without turning around, because you already know every inch of the ceiling. Now you are the tunnel rat. You are on a Greyhound bus at 1:15 a.m., heading west on I-78. You have a window seat. You watch the Jersey flatlands go dark outside the glass, and you breathe through your nose, and you still taste iron, and you probably always will. You are not afraid of that.
You have $180,000 coming in 3 days via a layered wire transfer, your contact already set up. You have a cousin in Pittsburgh who doesn't ask questions. You have not decided what comes after Pittsburgh. You decide to let Pittsburgh be enough for now. You sleep before the bus reaches exit 44. Now you are the signal ghost. You are in a bathroom at Newark Liberty Airport at 2:55 a.m. You have a one-way ticket to Reykjavik on Iceland Air Flight 614, departing at 5:20 a.m. You are looking at yourself in the mirror above the sink. You wash your hands twice. You dry them. You pull the burner phone from your jacket pocket and you drop it in the trash under the paper towels. The man who walked free. 2 floors above the vault. He will go to work Monday morning. He will pour coffee. He will hear his colleagues talk about the breach, and he will shake his head slowly, the way people do when something is inconceivable. You think about his face when he does that. You pick up your carry-on bag. You walk toward the gate. You don't smile, but close. Now you are the inside mechanic. You are home by 11:45 p.m. Your apartment is in Hoboken. You hang your jacket on the hook by the door. You make a cup of tea. English breakfast, 2 minutes steep. You sit at the kitchen table and you do not turn on the television. Monday morning you go back to work. A different client, a different set of locks. Your hands are steady. They are always steady. Someone at the job site mentions the Federal Reserve breach on their phone. You listen. You nod. You say nothing. Now you are the driver. The Con Edison truck is on Marine Boulevard. You left it in a legal spot with 47 minutes left on the meter. You are 6 blocks away now, in a rideshare heading north toward the hospital in Fort Lee. You have your daughter's photo in your shirt pocket. You took it off the visor before you walked away. You hold it flat against your chest with one hand the whole ride. You have an appointment at 8 a.m. with a transplant coordinator. You have the money now. You don't think past 8 a.m. You don't need to. Now you are all of them, scattered across 3 states, breathing separately, carrying the same silence in different rooms. $23.5 million in gold is sitting in a storage unit in Woodbridge, New Jersey, quiet as bedrock, dense as the truth. The city doesn't know yet. By morning it will. You'll be gone by then. You are sitting in a cafe. The city outside the window is Lisbon. You have been here 4 days. You ordered an espresso 40 minutes ago and you have not touched it. It is cold now. You don't care. There is a newspaper on the table. International Herald Tribune, Thursday edition. The headline is above the fold. You read it once. You don't read it again. The journalists got 3 things right. They got the tunnel, they got the camera loop, they got the time window, roughly. They printed 17 minutes, which is close enough to be embarrassing for the people who are supposed to stop it.
They got everything else wrong. They don't know about the hand truck, they don't know about the Iceland Air flight, or the Greyhound, or the girl in Fort Lee with an 8 a.m. appointment. They don't know about the palm vein credential, or the corrupted backup server it came from, or the name of the man who walked free 6 years ago while someone else served 4 years of federal time. They don't know any of the parts that matter. They never will. You built this plan in a rented room in Porto over 18 months. Graph paper, red string, a retired fat maintenance worker who answered one question and asked none in return. They will write 1,000 words about the vault, about the 90-ton door, about the 5 combination locks, about the bedrock 50 feet below Liberty Street. They will interview security consultants who use words like sophisticated and unprecedented. Nobody will mention the asbestos complaint. Nobody will mention a rigged bid. Nobody will mention a DOJ holding cell. They won't find the thread that holds all of it together, because the thread is a feeling. And feelings don't make it into incident reports. You lift the espresso. You drink what is left in one swallow. Cold and bitter and exactly right. You stand. You leave a €5 note under the saucer. Your phone buzzes before you reach the door. You look at the screen. Unknown number. Routed through a relay you recognize. You step outside onto the cobblestones. The Tagus is 3 blocks south. You can smell it. You press the phone to your ear. One voice. 4 words. The name of a bank. A city you know. You stand still for 5 seconds. Then you say one word. Yes. You end the call. You put the phone in your coat pocket. You walk toward the river.
The sun is low and orange over the water, and you don't stop to look at it.
Somewhere right now, a vault door is closing for the night. The guard checks the cameras. The cameras are working. The alarms are set. Everything looks exactly the way it should. It won't stay that way. The cycle continues.